Peace, family. So I'm back with another one, you know what I'm saying? So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about the oppositions will never, ever expose themselves publicly. Not intentionally. They will never do it intentionally. And what brought me to this topic today was I was kind of just doing some diving and reflecting. Usually when I come with my topics, I'm usually just kind of like, I go into like a meditation state if I haven't had anything happen with me recently to kind of use that energy. But I was just thinking about how I did the video on the sauce and how they want our sauce, they want to take our sauce. And I was just realizing, like, coming to the point to where I'm at now, it's like they're gonna copy us if we continue to do certain things, but they won't copy us when we do, when we do things that has to do with like public speaking like this, or putting yourself out there, or you exposing your own self. So when I was reflecting, I was realizing like where I'm at in my journey now, that was a good portion of what got the imitation and the sauce stealing out of the picture. From creating like short films to fucking making CDs in high school to the beat production to like doing the photography, videography thing. Just, I could name a list of things that I have done, but when I think about it, those things that I was doing didn't really have anything to do with me exposing myself. It was just showing what I can do from the inward and reflect outward. So when I got to this space and I'm looking at those situations, I started understanding that a lot of that shit seemed to stop and halt once I got to this space, right? And I would say their last take on trying to mimic and copy me was the Godcast. Any entity that was trying to maneuver in that field and create podcasts, because I had the podcast going or whatever. But I wasn't doing the podcast in a selfish manner. Anybody could tap into it, and you can see like it's definitely still enlightening, and it's conversations with, you know, just different people, just regular people, you know, that's doing things as high as they can in the frequencies that they're at and where they're on right now. But I realized even with the Godcast, that was easy to mimic, to find other guests or co-hosts to kind of do these things and that. And when I got to this space to where I'm at now it's just me. It's no more shortcutting it. It's no more dancing. It's nothing else you could do to try to copy and mimic the sauce now, because now I got it positioned to a space and a place to where now you have to expose yourself in order to copy this. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I put myself out there. So if you're gonna try to copy and mimic, then you have to put yourself out there to the public. And with a lot of these oppositions, they not really trying to do it in that manner. Not in the manner to where you are actually exposing yourself to the world. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that they won't do. They won't make themselves vulnerable in that kind of position. Because down here in this 3D realm, this is where they feel like they have their most authority at, which we all know is false authority anyways, you know what I'm saying? But I realize if we all get to these spaces and places, because I know we all doing different things. I had one person that had a problem with somebody stealing their paint. You know, they was a painter. They like to do canvases and all that stuff. They had a problem, people taking their concepts and their ideas and their canvases and shit. So the way they had shortcutted that and cut that shit off themselves is they started doing the body paint. And I thought that was pretty fucking fire, because that's similar to coming up with another space as far as how I decided to do it this way right here. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself out there. Once you expose yourself and you're making yourself vulnerable to the world, they not gonna fuck with you, because they ain't on that type of time. That's why they move around so covertly and so sneaky, being all weird and motherfucking witchy all the time, because they ain't about that life. for the witches that I had around me, once I start growing and getting to this space, they was really trying to help me from actually being where I'm at right now. Like they was beside me along just sporadically through different parts of this journey, but they ain't really want to see this motherfucker grow or take off, because then it was nothing for them to control or manipulate and do, because like I'm already exposing myself to the world, and now what you're saying, your little manipulation tactics, isn't gonna work, because it's other beings out here that think like me, that move like me, and they're agreeing with what's being said, or it's being relatable, or it's helping them open up their thought process, you know what I'm saying, giving them a different perspective. So they peel off, they fall back. They realize there's nothing else that they can do in that process. So you're not gonna hear nothing, you're not gonna see nothing from them or of them, you know what I'm saying? And I want them people, like, once I get the witches out the way, I don't tap into what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what you got going on. And even if I cared on a small percentage, say I cared like 15% what the fuck you was doing, that's still not enough for me to tap in and see what the fuck you doing physically. It's still not enough. So you have to come up with a concept or a rhythm that works for you, so that way you can be comfortable with making yourself vulnerable and knowing that these motherfuckers won't be able, they're gonna start scattering away. It's kind of like roaches when you turn the light on. Soon as we put ourselves out there, make ourselves vulnerable, them motherfuckers go all the way the opposite direction. They get the fuck away from us right away. So it was like a small tactic and something that I was just thinking of that might be a little bit helpful, because the shit worked for me. And I didn't even know that's what I was doing, but I always communicated with them or with people in general in a vulnerable state. Because I know I'm not a weak being, so it doesn't matter to me if somebody says, oh, you're weak, or that makes you like submissive, or whatever weird witchy word they want to put on it that has nothing to do with how I'm vibing over here, you know what I'm saying? So flipping the script, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to copy you, they're not going to be able to follow you if you already making yourself vulnerable, if you already exposing yourself to your environment, or if you exposing yourself to the world. Because I know everybody not going to stand up in front of this right here, but it's different methods that you can use. Like I said, for example, as far as the painter, they switched over from canvas to body paint. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you painting your body. It's a different kind of art form, but you still getting out there, and you don't have to worry about them doing that, because most of them is not going to do that. Because I'm pretty sure those motherfuckers probably didn't feel comfortable already enough to get unclothed the body paint. So it's just coming up with different methods and tactics to kind of be strategic out here in this battle, in this war that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to slow down until we get in the positions where we're supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? Until we get this thing shaking the way it's always supposed to be going. But I ain't want to run it up too long today. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to drop something down there for y'all. Some like, just some different kind of insight as far as like how to operate and get people out of your space and taking your shit, you know what I'm saying? We already have to become comfortable within our own vessel already anyway, so what better way of doing it than just exposing yourself? Then you already gonna minimize that other shit, you know what I'm saying? So we all been through shit, we all done did some shit, you know what I'm saying? But the difference with us is we live and we learn. We don't live and sit in it, you know what I'm saying? And mope and ponder and do all that other weird witchy shit, you know what I'm saying? But tapping everything down below, you know what I'm saying? Peace to the kings and queens.